Well, hi and welcome back to my game of Strategic Command, play by email with the Taxman. So let's see whether my U-boat, the U-30, will survive this turn. Let's see what the Taxman has done. Oh no, he's spotted my subs. I thought they were in silent mode. What? So that light cruiser didn't see them. Wow, I really thought I left those 3 subs in silent mode. Okay, still after the U-30, obviously. Surrounded by destroyers. Keep diving, little buddy. Oh, there's so many of them. Oh. Okay, well that's the end of the Taxman's turn, and the major activity that turn was the IRA attacks Dublin's Phoenix Park magazine fort. I don't think that has any real impact on the actual game itself. Okay, well let's start off with the U-30. Where's he gone? Down here. Now I think he had a lot of destroyers down here, and when the U-30 kept diving, he kept moving up in this direction. So I'm going to try and move off in a west to northwesterly direction and just see if I can get anywhere. Nope. I'm gonna maybe go up here. Okay. I've escaped a short distance. It's just a case of whether he scouts in that area and discovers me. I think being in silent mode, it's they've got about I think it's got about a 50% chance of finding me. So we shall see. And I think that's with each naval vessel, or something with destroyers. Now these are in silent mode, so how on earth were these spotted? Yeah, I don't really kind of understand that. And I didn't actually spot this sub taking a 2 hits. Oh, that must have been from the bomber. So clearly leaving these subs here is not a good idea. He's got air coverage coming from over here. I do not want to bring my surface vessels over to attack anything over here while they can be bombed. So what I think I'm going to do is just scout just a little bit. 2-2. See, my subs really aren't that good at the moment. And what I want to see is this vessel alone? No, he's not. I think while he's got most of his fleet over there, I'm going to take a risk and take 2 off of that battle cruiser. And yeah, I forgot to mention, apparently the Taxman has been manually renaming his naval vessels, and this one is called the Sultans of Swing. Hilarious. What's this one? Goody 2 Shoes. Oh, fantastic. I like it. 2 for 2 is not fantastic. Come up here. Yeah, 2 for 2. I could do 4 there. Do I take the risk and actually bring some of my surface vessels over? My destroyers really aren't going to do much against these cruisers. That submarine is finished whatever it can do. It's already done 2 damage to that to the Sultans of Swing. Ah. I kind of like the idea of trying to get rid of one of his battle cruisers here. It would be very nice. Oh, do I risk bringing my battle cruiser over? Or a heavy cruiser? I'm going to take a risk. Excellent. I'm going to bring that as far away from the UK as possible. Now the light cruiser, I think I am going to leave alone. I think. Doubting myself now. Yeah, I've only got 2 battle cruisers here. I'm going to bring this over and just see what it can do. They could actually take it out. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Because they can come quite a way back. Excellent. Okay. I wouldn't have bothered doing that if they were French Navy, because as I say, once the French are defeated, the French Navy effectively vanishes. But they were 2 Royal Naval vessels, well worth getting rid of while I could. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I'm quite happy with that. This destroyer, I'm actually just going to bring into port here. Leave it there. Okay. I am not unhappy with that. So that's the Navy. Let's continue moving our German forces over to the Western Front. So just the ones that are already over here, I will reinforce and upgrade. Do the upgrades first. Okay, they're getting there. Now I don't really want my armoured unit up here. I would rather my armoured unit was further south. Can these 2 swap? No, they can't. But this one can move down to there. So I'm going to do that. I still can't get the armoured unit all the way down. So I'm just going to bring it there for now and probably upgrade and reinforce it here next turn and then bring it down into there. Okay, bring von Bock over. Now one thing I haven't mentioned is each of the HQs has a rating. So for instance, von Bock here has a rating of 6. Von Kukler has a rating of 6. And von Rundstedt has a rating of 7. So when you purchase units and you go to HQs, they have a rating as well. And the higher the rating, the better their performance, but the more expensive they are as well. And they have a performance bonus for all of the units that are attached to them. So the higher the rating of the HQ, the greater the performance bonus assigned to the units attached to that HQ. So you want to have the highest rated HQs assigned to the most critical areas of the front. But that's not a big deal at the moment, that's for sure. Bring this one down here. To there. Because I need to bring these units kind of more into this region. My prime thrust of my attack is going to be kind of through the Ardennes, but also through, I guess, the core of Brussels. And I'm going to use just as few infantry units up here to kind of clean up the Netherlands. So I'm just going to keep moving these as far as they go, moving towards that area of the front. Now, one thing I've just realized I should have maybe been doing is, before I started moving these units, was if I could have upgraded their mobility. For instance, if I have a look at this one, yes, mobility hasn't been upgraded. So if I'd have upgraded its mobility, I'd have been able to move those units over far more quickly. So that's something I've just realized, and yeah, a lesson for the future. So that's all those units moved as far as I can. And now we'll just look on bringing the air power up to spec. And I think this is just naval weaponry, which I don't want to add just yet. I think that's just naval weaponry. And that's fine. So that's all the air units fully upgraded. Yep, I think I'm going to leave him there. So that's it for the German units. So let's move on down to Italy. And I want him over in Aosta. I'm just going to leave these in those major towns for now. Any other land units to be upgraded? Now these I don't believe... Oh, they can be reinforced. I think these can only be reinforced to a maximum of 8 where they are at the moment. Oh, and that'll be... I guess all the MPPs nearly dried up. Let's just continue to use them. So we've got none left. We've got down to 7. So that will be all the reinforcements I can do for this turn. We'll keep moving this army towards Tobruk. I'll move this transport down here and offload it, and then start to bring the armour towards Tobruk. And this one I did want to transport, but I've spent all the MPPs. I'll do that next turn. There's no huge rush. I don't think Italy really come into the war in this game until at least around, I think, May 1940. So I've got plenty of time to reinforce these units up and move them into position. So that's about all I want to do there. Now, was there anything else? I think that was it. Yes. So just coming back to Germany, we've got 169 MPP left. Let's have a look at research. We've got a lot of research going on. Artillery weapons is about the most advanced at 38%. Unfortunately, that's one I really don't care about too particularly, because I don't really intend buying artillery units. I'd rather just use their... I'd rather just get as many cores as possible. Buying artillery units really only supports a very small area. If I can buy more cores and save money on artillery units, then I'll have a lot more cores to do my attacks with. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't think there's any more research I would like to kick off anyway. Anti-tank weapons. No, again, that's really specific to anti-tank units, I think. Advanced tanks would be good. We're already at level 1. I'm going to leave that as is. And advanced aircraft. So I think I might actually spend a little bit more again. I can't get a submarine. I might just buy another core. I do need to start building up the number of cores I've got in the background. I can't get it fully upgraded. I might actually just leave that for now. I really would like to just get as many subs as I can as early as possible, because this PD column is production delay, and that's the number of months. So it takes 6 months for a sub to be manufactured from the time of order, and I can purchase another 2 before it will stop me buying any more. So really would like to max out on subs. Subs are extremely useful in this game, and I really do need to tackle that Royal Navy as soon as possible after the fall of France. So I think I'm going to just leave it there, let that 169 accumulate over to the next turn. So let's see what happens if any major events occur. Okay, France continues to increase industrial mobilization. The USSR steps up its military production. And German paratroops deploy at Hamburg. Excellent, they'll come in very handy. And Allied raiders disrupt the Norway to German convoys. And the Irish Republic imprisons hundreds of IRA activists. Okay, so we collected 219 MPP. for Germany and 73 for Italy. You notice the Sweden one has stopped, and I think that's because it's winter time. It's now the 30th of December 39. So some of those convoys are seasonal. Well, that's it, folks. Well, that was an interesting one. I managed to take out a couple of his cruisers, a heavy cruiser, I think, and a light cruiser. So I'm actually delighted with that. And it looks like my submarine is finally beginning to peel away from the bulk of his navy. So fingers crossed he won't find me next turn. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying this series and you like this video, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Check out my Patreon page, please. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.